Good morning, students. In the previous lecture, we studied about the different continents, and in today's lecture, I will explain about the different or major landforms of the earth. The surface of the land is not uniform everywhere, and even you can judge this fact. Some parts of the earth are high above the sea level, and some have steep slopes and rough surface. But some parts are smooth and flat with gentle slopes. The difference in the height and slopes of the land surface is known as relief or the landforms. The major landforms are found on earth are mountains, plateau and plains. As you can see on your screen, these are main important landforms of the lithosphere. The mountains or a hill is an uplifted portion of the land surface. The uppermost part of portion of a mountain or a hill forms the peak, as you can see on your screen. Most of the mountains are arranged in a line called a range. Which has a series of peaks and valleys. Valleys which are situated in the mid of two mountains, and peak, that is the uppermost part of the mountain. These are important features of mountains, and we can divide it our mountains into two parts: young mountains and old mountains. We can study the difference between young mountains and old. Young mountains, they were formed during the recent phase of mountain building, that is 25 million years ago. And the old mountains which are formed earlier than young mountains. For example, the Himalayas in Asia, Alps in Europe, Andes in South America, you have studied at the time of continent study, and Rockies in North America are the example of young mountains. And the important example of old mountains are the Aravalli Range in India, the Ural Mountains in Russia, and Appalachia in USA. These are old mountains, and you can judge old mountains do not have sharp peak and young mountains have sharp peaks. These are the major difference between young and old mountains. Second relief or landform is plateau. A plateau is an upland with rugged surface. Or I can give the example to the students. Mountains are too much high areas of the earth, and plains are flat land. In the mid of mountains and plateaus are situated. They are not too much higher than mountains and do not flat land. These are plateaus. They are just like a table land and uplifted portion and surrounded by the plain area. And the plateau of Tibet is the highest plateau in the world, and another name of this plateau is called roof of the world. The average height of a plateau is 600 meters above the sea level. Nearly 40% of total land surface of the earth is plateau. The Deccan Plateau in India, the Arabian Plateau and the Brazil Plateau are some of the large plateaus of the world, and most of the plateaus are a storehouse of minerals, or we can say different type of minerals like iron, ore, gold are found in the uh, too much quantity in the plateaus area. Plain is a next relief for landform is plain. You can see on your screen plain land, and plain is a relatively low-lying flat land. The slope of a plain is gentle, means it is little bit uneven, otherwise it is a flat land. Its average height is between 100 and 200 meters above the sea level. And northern plain of our India and our Haryana state is also the part of northern plain of India, and the Great China Plain, the Egyptian Plain, and the plain of Iraq are the main example of this type landform. How the plains form. The rivers carry away large volume of silt and sediments from the mountains and deposited them in low-lying areas to form plain. Plains are the most suitable location for settlement. People like to settle in the plain area. As you can judge, mountains and plateaus area are not suitable for comfortable living. And that's why plains are densely populated, because they have fertile soil, abundant supply of water by the rivers, and ideal climate conditions are favorable factors. That's why plains areas are densely populated. In other words, we can say the people like to live here. I hope all the points are clear to you. If you face any problem, you can ask in your live classes. Thank you and have a nice day.